Well, welcome back to Billing Parish Church and to Soundbite Theology, this video series where we're trying to answer big questions with short, sharp answers. And today we're asking one of the biggest questions that there is. We're asking the question, who is Jesus? Whoever we are and whatever our connection to the Christian faith is, all of us, I guess, know that it's all about him. So the question is, who exactly is he? Now, if we went down to the Co-op on Field Mill Square and asked this question there, maybe if we surveyed people as they came out of the shop, I'm guessing that we'd get lots of different answers to this question. Some might say that he was a good man who did good deeds and worked miracles back in the 1st century. Others might say he was a political revolutionary, a Jewish man who took on the might of the Romans, but tragically lost. Some might say that he was a prophet and a teacher, someone come to teach us the ways of God. And whilst there might be a little bit of truth in all of those answers, the Bible tells us that Jesus is much more than this. Because the Bible tells us that Jesus is God's Son and God's King. This is how Mark opens his Gospel in chapter 1 and verse 1, the very first words that he writes. This is what he says. This book is the beginning of the good news about Jesus, the Messiah, the Son of God. As Mark opens his account of the life of Jesus, he tells us two things about Jesus' identity. He tells us that he's the Messiah, and he tells us that he's the Son of God. The word Messiah is sort of a technical term that simply means God's King. Jesus is God's King, his anointed one, the one that God the Father has sent to rule the world and the universe. He's God's King, and not only God's King, he's God's Son as well. No mere man, but God himself, come to dwell on earth in the person of his Son, come to be with us and rule us and lead us. So this is who Jesus is. He's God's King and God's Son. That's why Christians love him, worship him, follow him, and live with him as their Lord. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.